EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the Pacific Northwest, the home of the 12s, and they are in full roar as you get a look inside Lumen Field in Seattle. Coming up, an important divisional round matchup in the NFC between the Chicago Bears and the Seattle Seahawks. The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. Very short kick taken right at the 20. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. To Montgomery to begin the drive. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. To throw is Fields. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kobe Bryant. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. And certainly, look, you're on the road in the playoffs. That is a suboptimal start, opening drive INT.
And, partner, sometimes I wonder, do these teams talk about it to such an extent that maybe you almost talk yourself into the turnover when you're trying to avoid it?
Yeah, maybe they get a little too worried about keeping the football, and then you give it to the other team right off the bat. And look, we said it, on the road, this is just a terrible, terrible start for them.
It is, and now they've got to rely on their defense.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. First carry here for Kenneth Walker III. He works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And that's incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Walker. Down right around the 25. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. Myers' kick is good, and the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
From way up at the 23. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, They have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Fields throw there, complete to Mooney. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. In the wild card win last week, he had just 2 catches, and now he's got his first one here. On first down, Fields. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Seahawks are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners, they end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they're able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now Melton on the jet sweep. And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19. Here's Tua. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. From 17 yards out. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. From way up at the 23. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Fields toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down.
The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Fields. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield. And he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
Fields going to get this to Montgomery. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the 2nd quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum, because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. 3rd and 2, Fields to the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the 1st down. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Play action. It's Fields. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Michael Pruitt, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Bears are back within a score. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Now this a very short kick. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
And this will be a Seahawks 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. In the 2nd quarter, and already his 2nd touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this 1st half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game. And I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
The throw over the middle taken in. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Here's Fields. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked up by Trey Brown.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football. On the ready?
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend.
Ready?
2nd and 8 coming from the 19. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. A great effort there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Myers connects on the PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Woods. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there. Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. And the grab made by the tight end Pruitt. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Again, Fields. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Tanner Muse with it. And the Seahawks are going to have it here just past the 25. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared, had an excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC Divisional Round matchup as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think the key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
Not a whole lot of room to maneuver there, and I think that's because everyone took care of their responsibilities, filled their gaps, held their place. No place for him to run.
Yeah, looked good. Everything got funneled to the nose tackle. They swallowed him up. Off of play action. Tagovailoa going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Touchdown! DK Metcalf, 42 yards. And the Seahawks continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is now 24. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your play.
And now here's another interception. Picked up by Jamal Adams. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there, and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Jalen Johnson up to make the tackle. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Black Ultra. White.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down.
97. Field, left.
On play action, here's Tua. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, 37 yards. And the Seahawks have opened the lead up to 30. Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave them with a second and just a few inches left. Off play action, Fields. Green brings it in. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Throwing again is Fields. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. The throw on the quick slant going to be complete, and he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. And Walker once more. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
If you're looking for glory, looking to get your name in the headlines, you do not want to play nose tackle. But how about what we just saw there? The ability to hold people up, take on extra blocks, and actually slip them and make a tackle on that block. That's big time.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
And they're going to get this up to midfield. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Fields. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Meanwhile, Fields' throw taken in by Pringle. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down. Here's Fields. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. To throw is Fields. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Fourth down. Fields has to have this one. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to, because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And it would appear that that first-round bye certainly helped. They've looked fresh from the start and no letdown here as they lead big in this divisional round, and they look to book a spot in the conference championship. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
10 cycles.
And going right back to Walker. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 35 yards that time on the punt, and they will take over 1st and 10. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
On first down, Fields. He's going to let it fly. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Kobe Bryant. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They have all but booked their ticket to the NFC Championship game next weekend, and they'll look to finish things off here now in this fourth quarter. He was brought down by Joe Thomas.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
They didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. Back near his goal line, here's Tua. The catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And that goes as a gain of 37 on third down.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
And they have secured a spot in the conference championship. And now you can start to